I was very curious about A Snow White Christmas. This is a 1980 film directed by Wright, written by Marc Richards, and I am quite a big fan of Disney's Snow White. I've also seen various other versions of Snow White over the years. They all pale in comparison, and I was curious about this one because I had never seen, to my recollection, a Snow White film based around Christmas. So I was keen to see what they did with it, and I have to say, I kind of enjoyed it out of curiosity. I was constantly wondering what elements from the classic story they were going to bring in and how they would, make differences. So the curiosity kept me going, and I was keen to see what happened next. But having now watched it once and have settled that curiosity, I can honestly say I don't think I'll ever watch it again. If I had never seen any other version of Snow White and had no idea who Snow White was, this would have been pretty dull. It does have a very similar narrative insofar as we have the Wicked Queen and we have Snow White. But this Snow White, our protagonist, who actually looks brilliant, I really like the animation design of her. She looks very much like a comic book character in some ways. But she is the daughter of Queen Snow White and Prince Charming, which I thought was an absolute delight. And the Wicked Queen finds out about this daughter, this Snow White, when she asks the mirror who is the fairest of them all, and the mirror says there are two people, and they're both Snow White. And of course the Wicked Queen loses her mind, and suddenly all horrific things start to happen with the wintry weather causing problems, and Snow White has to go on a journey, and when she does that, she meets, wait for it, the 7 friendly giants. I don't know what I was expecting. I think I did expect the 7 dwarfs, but the fact that they've completely flipped that on its head and made them 7 giants, it just amused me quite a lot. And it's little things like that that kept me interested in it, because I was thinking, well, what else are you going to include but also completely change? And as a Snow White fan, I found that fascinating and quite fun. Maybe fun for the wrong reasons. But having now watched it, and I'm aware of all of these changes, yeah, I definitely wouldn't watch it again. It's definitely something that I think younger children might enjoy because it is an adventure story. The animation quality is quite nice. It's consistent. The pacing is pretty good. The Wicked Queen I did like. I actually do really like the design of her, and I thought she looked pretty fabulous. But for an older audience, unlike some other Snow White adaptations, I'd say this one is not brilliant. If you're a fan of Snow White and you're looking for a festive-ish, more wintry than Christmassy, but if you're looking for a wintry, snowy animation, then a Snow White Christmas is worth watching maybe once. But other than that, I wouldn't say it's worth checking out. It's definitely not awful. It's not terrible. Maybe it's not fair to compare it to other versions of Snow White, but at the same time, if you're going to take on a story that is very well known or include characters who are very well known and beloved to a lot of people, that comparison is expected, and it was interesting to have this slightly more Christmassy angle and to have it being the daughter of Snow White. Definitely worked well, but I wouldn't watch it again.